Hello, welcome back to my garden. Today, as promised, I'm going to be seeing if I have any potatoes for Christmas. I don't think this is going to be as successful as I thought it might be for reasons. Let me backtrack a bit here. So back, I think it was late August, early September, I took some of the potatoes that I had left over from my summer harvest, and they were very small. So I decided to keep them aside as seed potatoes for my fall crop. Potatoes I started growing earlier in the year. I think one of the reasons they were I know one of the reasons they were so small is they didn't get enough water. We had no rain in June, absolutely no rain in June, and I was always afraid of overwatering the potatoes, which is kind of a mistake on my part. And I was growing the potatoes in bags like you see here. So I kept aside many of those small potatoes and I planted up a fall crop. Now I planted these end of August, beginning of September, I believe. If you guys remember when I planted these out, let me know in the comments below. I don't think I did a video on it, but I didn't go check. Either way, they were doing pretty well. They were all putting on some sort of growth. So that was a good thing. And now we were getting into the frosts and the freezes. And I said, you know, I'm going to try an experiment this year and I'm going to throw them inside the greenhouse. Now, for those of you who are new, my greenhouse is unheated. I do have some milk jugs and 5-gallon water containers that I spray painted black, filled with water to act as sort of passive heating. But probably the biggest benefit of having the greenhouse with frosts and freezes, for me at least, is there's no frost or freeze inside the greenhouse. So therefore the top growth of the potatoes doesn't get damaged. And they were doing okay for the first week or so, and then some of the ones started dying and I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized my mistake. I had foolishly left open the door vent. So cold air was coming in, and though I don't think it was causing frost or frost damage on the top growths of the plants, the potatoes were on the ground, so they were getting too cold, and therefore the top growths all pretty much died off, which is very sad. But they were at that point almost 2.5 months or so. Let's see, I guess it was September, October, November. So about 3 months actually. I don't know what the potatoes are going to look like. So we are going to find out. Hopefully not a stinking, rotting mess. The first one is going to be Russet Burbanks. And really what I'm going to do is just dump this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this raised bed here, the soil levels are low. So I'm just going to take this stuff and dump it right in here, and I'm going to check. Ooh, we have potato. Okay, it's small, but it is potato. And this is another potato, but this might be, no, I think this is good potato, so that's 2. Ooh, there's another potato. All right, these are all very small potatoes, so I don't think they're going to be good for eating. I could eat them, but this is the seed potato. It's dark brown and semi-rotten, so we'll have to get rid of that. Let's see, I'm looking for other potatoes here. There's another one and another one. Tell you what, if anything, I'll have seed potatoes for the spring. I'm going to show you guys that. So 5 small potatoes. I'll keep them aside for spring planting, and I think if I didn't leave that door vent open and the cold didn't get into the greenhouse the way it did, I feel pretty confident I either would have had more potatoes or the potatoes would have been bigger. But I messed up. So, lesson learned. Now the next one here is Red Pontiac, and these have a little bit of top growth. Not much, but again, I think these kind of got bit by that cold. So we're just going to do that. We're going to do that. And let's see here. I have this is weird. I'm not sure what this is all about. It's almost like 2 little seed potatoes hanging on to a bigger potato. Not sure. We'll put that in the bucket. May wind up using them as seed potatoes. Oh, here's a big one. So the brown is the root potato, or the seed potato, and then you can see one of the smaller potatoes growing, and then a little bit of top growth with roots. So this wasn't going to do anything, which is sad and disappointing. As a side note, there was no top growth on some of these potatoes, like especially the Red Pontiac. until probably like, I don't know, September, October, maybe October, late October. Probably another reason why they're so small now. Now, I'm not a potato expert by far. I'm not even a gardening expert. So if you guys kind of know this answer, please leave a comment below. But I'm thinking that some of these potatoes may not have started growing or regrowing is because the soil wasn't warm enough. Just didn't stay warm enough. In some plants, I know they need quite, well, like, for instance, dahlias. Dahlias need, soil that's quite warm in order to grow. So if the soil isn't warm enough for the potatoes, maybe they're just not going to put on enough growth. It's a possibility. And certain varieties, such as the red Pontiac, may need very warm soil. And if you guys know those answers, leave a comment below. All right, now for the last one, which is going to be a German butterball. These put on quite a bit of top growth. Kind of, and then it started to die off with the freezes. So we're going to empty this one out. Dig in here. All right, it's the seed potato, a very small little baby potato, which isn't going to do anything. Ooh, here we go. All right, some small potatoes, which I can actually use these smaller ones as seed potatoes for next year. And I'm not going to reuse the seed potato. And I think that's going to be it. So sadly, no Christmas potatoes for me. I think next year, if I'm going to do a fall crop of potatoes, I'm going to plant it in early August. And then hopefully with the heat, it'll spur the seed potatoes to grow faster and get that top growth up sooner. And then if I leave them in a closed up greenhouse as opposed to an open greenhouse, if they're not quite ready for a fall harvest, I can leave them in there and I think they'll do much better. Now I do have one more bag in the greenhouse and it has quite a bit of top growth on it and it looks pretty significant. And I was thinking about taking it out today and dumping it like the rest, but I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it to see how long that top growth lasts in the greenhouse and see. Maybe I'll have springtime potatoes. I don't know. It's not going to hurt anything by staying in there, and it'll be a fun experiment to see what happens with those potatoes there. Will they become nice big full potatoes by the springtime? Will that top growth at some point die off before springtime? I don't know, but I'm going to leave it in there and find out, because I think that's one of the things I really like about gardening is you can experiment. Try things, try new things. So that's going to be all I've got for today. Thank you to all the new subscribers who have joined the channel. There's been a bunch of you who have joined. Thank you again. There's going to be all sorts of projects happening here throughout the winter. There's all sorts of stuff to do throughout the garden. And then I'll be starting seeds in the greenhouse in January, probably mid to late January. I have to do my seed shopping first, as many of us do. I do have a lot of seeds left over from last year and seeds I've collected from other plants. So I won't have to repurchase many of those, but there's always new plants that I want to buy and experiment with. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified when I do post a new video. And Merry Christmas to all of you. I don't know if there'll be a video on Friday, hopefully, maybe, we'll see. But there'll definitely be a video before the new year. And hopefully everybody enjoys their holidays, because I think right after Christmas is Hanukkah and also Kwanzaa. So again, if I don't see you guys before that, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, and Festivus for the rest of us. And with all that being said, I want to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.